And can the lame duck Congress tackle this problem? Joining us now for a fair and balanced debate is Congressman Luis Gutierrez, a Democrat from Illinois, and Congressman Stephen King, a Republican from Iowa. Gentlemen, thank you very much. And Congressman King, I want to go to you first. And, you know, the question here, without the tax cuts the Republicans want, and with deep spending cuts the Democrats don't want, how much is left the lame duck Congress can work with here?
There isn't much the lame duck Congress can do with regard to deep cuts because we have a Pelosi-run Congress yet. But we can take the current tax structure and make it permanent, and we should do that across the board so there's certainty for the business community out there that are making investments. They've been hanging in the balance here for too long. There wasn't enough courage on the part of the Pelosi Congress to hold a vote before the election. There may be after the election, but I'm hopeful that we're able to make them all permanent, including the estate tax, so that people can look forward 4 or 5 or more years and make their spending plans, their investment plans. That'll help the jobs in America.
Congressman Gutierrez, do you think Americans will be able to look forward 4 or 5 years and feel comfortable with what Congress will decide on this week?
I certainly hope so, but I'm not encouraged when I hear the incoming or presumptive majority leader in the Senate, Mitch McConnell, say that the first priority of the Senate is to deny Barack Obama a second term. I don't think that kind of language and those kinds of proposals serve the American people. That's politics. That's not public service. I don't think it serves us well when Mr. Issa, the incoming government oversight committee chairman, he's going to have 7 hearings and investigate, and then says that Barack Obama is the most corrupt president in the history of the United States. That doesn't bode well for people from different parties coming together, sitting at a table, and doing what's best for the American people when the party that now is going to be in charge is saying their priority is to stop Democrats from being successful.
The Republicans are frustrated, the American public is frustrated, and the two co-chairs of the national...
I am terribly frustrated that the incoming president of the Senate says that his priority is to defeat any notion of a second term for the President of the United States. His priority should be getting Americans back to work.
What the priority should be in Washington is bipartisanship in order to make decisions,
making sure that we're safe and sound in our homes.
Fiscally responsible decisions and reform. And former GOP Senator Alan Simpson of Wyoming and former Clinton Chief of Staff Erskine Bowles, they've come up with their own bipartisan plan to cut the deficit by what some are saying stoking deficit panic and making harsh proposals for federal budget cuts and tax changes. And I want you to listen to Erskine Bowles, and then I'll let you both react.
This debt is like a cancer that will truly destroy this country from within if we don't fix it. We're on the most predictable path towards an economic crisis that I can imagine.
Congressman King, how do you think Democrats are going to react to this plan?
Well, I think Democrats are going to come down on the side of we can't touch entitlements, and just as we heard, Republicans will come down on the side of that we can't raise taxes. So, but the first thing we have to have is an economic cycle and an economic investment and growth in this economy. If we don't have a growing economy, we can't fix this. It's spiraling downwards. So that's step one. And the second is the commission. It looks like this is an opinion, but the commission's report is due out in about a month, and we're not bound by that or guided by it. I want to see something that's truly transformative. I want to actually go down into this and talk about eliminating the IRS and going to a national sales tax where we can actually stimulate our economy and have a future that's there for our children and our grandchildren. That's the only proposal out there that's transformative, that fixes everything that anybody's tax proposal fixes that is good. It does them all. It does them all better. And that's not just me. Economists don't disagree on that, but they say you have a political problem because everybody is protecting their own ballywhack, their own constituency base, and I'm trying to project a policy here that can actually lay this foundation down and take us to a destiny of America that has a dynamic economy that fixes everything that's wrong with our economy, does it all in one bill, and we need a legitimate national debate on a national sales tax, the fair tax.
Congressman Gutierrez, at a news conference in Seoul, South Korea on Thursday, President Obama maintained silence about the particulars of the draft deficit reduction plan that the commission chairmen have proposed, but he did seem to reach across party lines, and I want your reaction on the following quote: "The only way to make those tough choices historically has been if both parties are willing to move forward together. And so before anybody starts shooting down proposals, I think we need to listen. We need to gather up all the facts. I think we have to be straight with the American people." Sure. Are you worried, or Democrats worried, perhaps, that their once liberal president is becoming moderate for the duration of his presidency in order to get reelected, well, as you say, many don't want to see?
Yeah, I think we shouldn't try to characterize. I think my friend from Iowa says, let's do it all in one bill, is just utter nonsense. We cannot fix this in one bill. This is going to take a lot of rolling up of our sleeves and seriousness to get to the bottom. I think the President of the United States has said kind of what the Republicans are saying. They're saying, you know, we're going to reform the Congress of the United States and make sure everybody has time to read those bills before they vote on them, so that the American people know everything that's going on in the Congress of the United States.
But don't you think the President is backtracking just a bit when it comes to taxes?
And you know something? That's correct. Yet we have Mr. King on this program denigrating a proposal that he has yet to read.
Luis, you accuse me of uttering nonsense, and you accuse us of being partisan.
Then we'll figure it out.
When you're making a partisan argument constantly on this program.
Congressman King, I want you to react.
This is the Republican Party once again. I didn't interrupt Mr. King, yet he had to interrupt me. That's what we're going to find more of. Partisanship, partisanship, partisanship. Let's read the proposal as the President has indicated, so that we can do good work for the American people. Instead of trying to figure out who can come ahead politically, let's have the American people come first, not our political parties.
All right, Congressman King, I'm going to let you react, and then I'd like you to touch on the question that I didn't get answered, and that is the President, who has been kind of retracting. We have rumors on Capitol Hill that perhaps...
You see, then you say I didn't answer your question.
No, you're not talking about the question that I addressed regarding the President retracting.
I don't only have to debate Mr. King. I have to debate you too.
Let me speak.
You're supposed to be fair and balanced. You shouldn't be interjecting yourself into a debate between Mr. King. Mr. King is big enough to protect himself if he feels he has to. But you're not doing that. I take time to come before this program and to talk to you about issues. But then again, this is what you do.
I let you speak. Now you let me speak. And I'm talking about President Obama retracting when it comes to tax cuts. And tax cuts not only for the middle class and the low income.
I give an answer, you don't like my answer, so then you say, well, Mr. Gutierrez didn't answer the question.
It seems that President Obama is flipping a bit on this issue. Perhaps it is because he's trying to...
Of course.
Perhaps it is because he is trying to reach out to the moderate base in order to get reelected. It is politics as usual, is it not? Congressman King, I'll let you get the final word.
Well, at first, it's really clear that having dialogue with Luis is not going to be constructive for the future of America. And I'm going to be nice about this, but I'm not going to engage in the argument because it's futile and it's useless and it's based without, there's no substantive base. However, I think the President has indicated that he is willing to have discussions about the extension of the current tax structure. I'm hopeful that that's a sense of tone that we will see in the new 112th Congress. I'm going to work in a constructive fashion, and I'm going to put forward logical solutions, and if anybody wants to accuse me of not putting those things forward or not having a debate, it's just not going to hold up. We're going to do constructive things. We're going to run this Congress in a fashion that it hasn't been in the last about 2.5 years, so that the voice of the people can be heard through this constitutional republican structure that is defined in our Constitution and required actually by the Constitution, Julie.
All right.
There you go.
Congressman Gutierrez and Congressman King, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.